Hopefully, that's a bit smoother now. Yeah, there we go. Mm-hmm. But that's not what I was going for. Right. Do you mind? Yeah, okay, yeah, no, that's fine. Cool, yeah, no, I don't. What is all this about, huh? Cool. No, it's fine. Right. There we go. Oh, yeah, sorry, I, noticed I was getting a bit of, oh my god, can you please? Can you please just do that? Thank you. Sorry, we'll whip you properly in a second. There we go. There we go. Right. Haha. Yeah, no, I noticed that my game was that the stream was a bit laggy. I changed some settings earlier, and I tried to change them back. So I might be able to tweak them a little bit more later. But yeah, for now that's good. Yeah. I was going to say something to you, but I can't think what it was. Also, yeah, I have been watching Chainsaw Man. It is a good show. It is a very good show. There's been a decent number of actual, like, proper good shows this season. Like, yeah. But yeah, I don't know, I was gonna mention, I was gonna ask you something when you were back, but I can't think what it was now. Oh well. Oh yeah, so this season has... Yeah, there's a few shows that I'm like, in a normal season I would probably have started them, and they're like, honestly, like 3 or 4 right now. I'm like, I haven't actually started watching them yet, but yeah. There's a few that I looked at and we're like, really? This like I might watch them because there was nothing else to watch in another season, but yeah, they're not that great. Like the what was it, the overpowered farmer one? Like normally I would probably give that a watch, but I watched like 1 episode of it and gave up. And a few others like that as well. Like I hadn't even started watching Spy Family yet. Like part of me wants to, but I also kind of fell off on the season 1 right at the end there. I don't know why. I just sort of I fell right off at the end, and I can't be asked to start watching it again. Not really sure why. I don't think it's bad or anything. Not really. Just sort of lost interest in it at the end there. Still need to catch up on Gundam. There's stuff to do. I haven't started it yet. It's on my list. It is on my list. Witch from Mercury or whatever it's called. Yeah, I'm assuming that's the one you mean. Yeah, that is on my list of shows to watch. I'm not really a Gundam guy, but apparently this is a good intro show to it. And it gave me very much Gurren Lagann vibes, which is like the only Gundam show I give a shit about. So, yeah, it's definitely on my list. I just haven't got around to it yet. But yeah, let's have a quick look at my list, shall we? Not on stream because I wouldn't like to show you what site I'm using to you know, remember what shows I need to watch on the actual streaming services. Pink girl punching people and the MC being fair enough. Urusaki, what's it? Yatsura. Urusaki Yatsura, however you say it. The old school one. That's back. I know that's for the original. But that's pretty cool. There you go. God bless you, adventurer. I see that Galleon receives the treatment at once. Hopefully, this will allow the captain to rest easier. It has been a terrible burden on him. Trying to keep every man alive. You've done us a great kindness, friend. Yeah, that's the one. My Hero Academia Season 6. I mean, I've watched every episode. And it feels like I've watched like one episode. Alright? It's like nothing's happened yet. Yeah, they started the raid. Yeah, there's been a decent amount of backstory. It's like, which seems like, yeah, there's been a lot happening. But then you have a look at something like Chainsaw Man, and the amount that they fit in with like subtle hints and you know, like inferences and like different stuff like that. It's so much more compact. And then you get like My Hero Academia, and it's like, we need to explain every tiny little thing that's happening in this show, otherwise no one's going to understand what's happening. It's like, no, trust your audience, please. And they did, oh, what's it, that bunny girl? I can't remember her name. The classic anime waifu, that's the last year of the test of time, but it's hard to look with my camera in playing. Yeah. But yeah, well, I can't. What's her name? The rabbit girl in My Hero Academia. Maru or something like that. Makaru, something like that. But yeah, they did her dirty so much in this series, man. Like, she goes to attack the. They do it twice in two different cases, right? They do it in like in episode 4. They do it again. Episode 2, they end the episode. When they end episode 1 or 2, where they basically end the episode, we're about to kick the guy in the face, and then they cut away from it like 3 or 4 times, both in that episode and the next episode, right? Like she's like mid kick, like for the entire interim, and it's just like. No, what are you doing? Maybe do that once, right? Cut away to then like see a bit of like the backstory and the build up behind what this kick means to the Hero Association or whatever, and then go into it, right? But don't have them like floating in the air towards each other for like have like a full-on conversation in the time it takes to do this one attack, right? Which is what they did. It's ridiculous. And again, they do it like. In episode 4, it's just before the half point. Like the kick comes down, and then it stops, and then he's like, oh yeah, no, here's the kick in it. It's like it loses all its impact, like its emotional impact to the story. It's just like, why are you doing this? It's so bad. But at the same time, I really like My Hero Academia. I think it's a really cool story. I've not read it or anything, but I've watched everything up till now, and it's fine. It's great. You know, it's more like a security blanket at this point. Like, I know it's going to be at least competent. So yeah, but it's not great. It's not great. But then you want to talk about pacing, right? Look at something like To My Eternity Season 2, right? First episode came out the other day, and it feels like we're halfway into the series. Like, so much happened in that first episode. So much stuff. Like, they established that you meet a completely new character. You understand her personality, like, or at least like the surface layer of her personality immediately, right? They build up. Okay, they're building off of another season, but at the same time, My Hero Academia has 5 series behind, or 5 season series, whatever you want to say, behind it to build upon, and they still take like 4 episodes to do what any other competent show could do in like 1, maybe 2, right? 1.5, really, is what most other shows would take to get to where they are. It just feels like they're logging it out for the sake of logging it out. I'm also enjoying the sword reincarnated as a sword anime. That good anime. Good, yes. It's okay. The rant's over now. Rant's over. Sorry, everyone. I had to get that off my chest. Chains on stuff, and it's wild. Just how many? Is that the Mother's Basement one? Because I've seen the thumbnail for that. I haven't actually watched the episode yet, though. What? No. Out of the way. Okay. Not really what I was going for. Okay. 1 second, sorry. Annoying little thing happening here, apparently. We don't want to change on me. Hello. There we go. That works. No, that did it. I want to see and I honestly recommend the Netty, not the bad guy one. Mother's Basement was like 40 minutes going over everything, and it's like, oh, it went through like a massive reaches. Yeah, fair. Mitty takes like half the time to get. Yeah, to be fair, I don't watch much of Mother's Basement stuff. It's just, I mean, it's some good point. He makes some good points about some stuff I like sometimes. So, you know. Yeah. Anyone online? Anyone at all? Friends? Oh. Hello. Dora online. Oh. I have friends. Friends! Right. What are we doing? I love how you get like rocks that have nothing to do with the quest at this point. It's like, yeah, let's give him a glamour prism and I don't know, some boots. I don't think Mother's Basement even mentions that they referenced Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Oh, I love that. One of those is ranking him up over the Tomato Devil. I love how they introduced about the strength. Like, yeah, the more feared tank is, like, the more powerful it is in the last episode. Like, because he kind of got the idea that that was the case. Like, we've seen some pretty powerful demons so far. But like the bat guy, yeah, obviously that's the same episode. But yeah, bats are scary. That reminds me, I finally managed to watch season 3 of Harley Quinn last night. Ah, so good! So good! Watched the whole lot in one go. Annoyingly, but there is no way for me to watch it legally over in the UK right now. No way for me to do it. Right? I've been trying VPNs, couldn't do it. So I had to be a naughty boy about it. But here's the thing, right? So I did buy series 1 and 2 on Amazon. I now can't watch them because they've removed... season 2 doesn't exist as far as I'm concerned. As far as I can find on Amazon Prime anymore. And I can't get HBO Max over here. So, yeah. If you're wondering why that I thought about that, because they literally say bats are scary in one episode, so that's the connection I'm going for. Also, Batman is kind of a big part of series 3. Yeah. And if you haven't watched Harley Quinn yet, oh my god, go and watch it right now. It's amazing. I'm not even a big DC guy, really. I'm more of a Marvel guy. I really am. But oh my god, it's so well done, so funny, so good. Adventurer, Gillian has gone missing. Galleon has gone missing. He's nowhere to be found. He shouldn't be walking about, not without wounds. If he doesn't get them proper medicine and rest, his condition is like to deteriorate to where it was before, or even worse. We need your help. We need you to help us find him, and quickly. Start by asking a Hydra. Albrea. Start by asking Albrea. Might be as the woman has seen something. Man, it's just kind of wild how much better the Bat Devil fight feels in the anime. It takes like 2 or 3 chapters to get everything done because there's a lot of full spreads and big action scenes, but the anime just pulls it all together. Yeah, honestly, like the CGI work as well. Like there were a few very short clips where I could say, "Oh, well, that's CGI, that's CGI, that's CGI," but it wasn't like, "Oh, yeah, disgusting CGI." Apart from like one shot where it's just like, where it's like, what is it? He's coming out the building, and like I look at it, oh god, that's a CGI model. I hope, and it was more a case of, oh god, I hope they don't try and do the whole thing with the CGI model, right? And it's like, I was thinking like they're gonna do like a Gundam fight. Yeah, it is so yeah. So the style that they've gone with as well is a lot. I think a lot easier to hide with in CG. Like they can put like extra details over it, whereas a lot of the time with anime where they have to put CG into it for like, time constraints or whatever, it's a case of yeah, we've got to put in something. No, sorry, the art style is very flat in a lot of shows, right? So it's very hard to sort of hide your CG work in that, because the CG has to look very flat as well. So you can't texture it properly because it will look more out of place being textured to hide it than it would be just left blank. Whereas with Chainsaw Man, there is a lot of like small sort of details and stuff, and so they can add those sort of textures onto the models, and it really almost a cell shaded effect in some shots. So it looked to me, right? But yeah, no, like I say, when he comes out of the building, like ready to properly throw down, like I'm sitting there like, yeah, no, I really hope they don't do like the whole Gundam fight thing with this, where it sees these two CGI models flying around, and the camera like whizzing around them, like, oh, it's really epic, but it just looks like a little kid like smashing two toys into each other like that. And it's they always look horrible. But no, obviously they don't do that, and they cut back and forward between like drawn like hand drawn animation and CG so seamlessly, and so like there's like 2 seconds here, like half a second here is CG model, right? Just to try and get that perfect pose, and then you cut away immediately, and this is like, oh, you can see this is all hand drawn animation, but maybe it's got like a few like overlays of CG in there, but you gotta like pause it and like go back over it to actually see it, right? I think the only reason I noticed so much is because my internet kind of crapped out on me a bit at that point in the episode. Yeah, so my internet kind of crapped out a bit at the end of the episode, so I had to keep on like going back and forward on it to actually be able to watch the whole fight in one go. So I watched it about 2 or 3 times because of that. So I did notice a bit more. Oh yeah, that part of the scene is CGI and whatever. But like, if you just like watching it all in one go straight through, like, I think a casual viewer probably would never notice that they had CGI in that scene at all, right? Or if they do, it'd be right, like in the back of their head, like, oh, I think I noticed something there. But it's so well done. It is so well done, so well integrated. Yeah. I just hope they can keep it up for, I just hope they didn't spend their entire budget in the first 3 episodes, or yeah, 3 episodes. Also, again, I have not, like, I don't really read manga. I like how it's like turns around and goes like, but yeah, if you're talking about a dog, then that's completely different. But my man, yes. Oh dear. Like how Power just doesn't believe that he's actually a devil. It's like, haha, you can turn into a chainsaw. How weird. It's like, but you can make giant axes and cleavers out of blood in like a millisecond. Does this guy turning into a giant chainsaw dude really strike you as that weird? Really? No, I didn't think so. Okay. Excuse me. What are we drinking of the bottle today? Caribbean Crush. Grapefruit, mango, and juicy pineapple. Ooh. Very nice. It's such a good dynamic. Like, you can tell he's actually bothered by this stuff, and there's humanity there, but it never gets in the way of the joke, or vice versa. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. What? By the vending machines? Yeah. Like, Oh, you can also tell he's a very much a repressed, a repressed teen, right? Just like not quite sure what the hell he's doing, and like never been in any sort of relationship ever, right? Hashtag can relate, but but yeah, no, you can tell that he's trying, right? He's really trying. Well, the fact that it is not is like, I love how they play on that as well, because it's not a case of like, haha, no, he's living on within my heart. No, he is literally still alive in my chest. Like, that's not a metaphor. That's literally what's happening right now. Like, literally, he is still alive inside my chest. Ah, finally. It's about time he came asking about Galeon. I watched him leave Corrymill some time ago. And he left me this sealed letter before he went off. Maybe swear not to open it until someone came asking. My brothers, I cannot bear to be a burden any longer. That is why I must leave you all. Do not worry for me. Just find your way safely to Little Alamahigo. Blast it! What would that I'd known what he was asking? I'd have stopped this folly myself. Ever say motive writing already starts to shine through? Yeah. But I certainly starts to shine through. I'll give you that. The love Galehan shares for his brothers is so strong. He's willing to sacrifice himself for them. Make no mistake, entering the wood in his weakened state is suicide. Like I say, I've not actually read the manga or anything. Mainly because I heard that they were making a show about it. About the same time I heard that that this manga existed. So it's a case of like, right, do I, go and read it or just watch the show comes out? And I wait till the show came out. I don't really read. The only manga that I properly read is probably One Piece. Like, because who doesn't, right? Everyone reads One Piece, and if you don't, you should. Like, get started now because it'll take you a while to catch up. Like, stop watching, go and read it, and then come back. I doubt I'll still be on, but Nope. Right. Cool. Stick with Alberta. Done. What am I talking now? Mittifleet. It's probably worth noting the sequel series, part 2, is already ongoing. Oh, what, for Chainsaw Man? Nice. Out in the wilds, alone. That fool. That great big, sentimental fool. My men and I will scour the wood for Galeon. Please help us find him before something terrible happens. Oh. Nice. What other show does that? I swear there's something else I watched not that long ago which does the same sort of thing. Can't think what it was now. Yeah. Oh, there he is. Ooh. Okay. Yes, I do notice that he's like a lot more levels above me. Can I just hill spam this guy though? No, I don't think I can. Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah, no. Don't piss off the bats! Okay. Good to know. Cool, and they're not too aggressive, which is good. Oh, I had to try, didn't I? I had to try. Gillian. Watch out! A goblin! Oh no. Should I do that? Let's just spam these real quick. Oh! Shoot. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Hmm? Cool. Gillian! No. No, I just wanted... Why can't I just press space to move these on normally instead of activating that stupid thing? Captain! But why? But why? Should all be on your way. Who do you take us for? We're Alamahagans, and Alamahagans never forsake one another. Hardships be damned. Remember the oath we swore, goddammit. The oath to reclaim our homeland. We will set foot in Alamahagan soil again. Together, or not at all. Do you understand me? Yes, sir. Good. Let us return to our brothers. To our brothers. Alamahagans. That's how it's spelt. That's how I'm saying it. Alamahagan. Alamahagan. Good. Let us return to our brothers. Oh. And don't even think. I'm going more of Sebastian there. Amen. Under the sea. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, and don't even think you'll get off lightly. As soon as you're healed, I'll give you such a further flashing you wish you didn't. You'll wish we didn't find you. Yeah, my nose is itchy. I can't thank you enough for saving Galeon. I will be back. I will see you back at Quarry Mill. Yay! Alamegans. No, it was Alamegans. It was Alamehagans. Alamegans. Americans. That's what that is. To be honest, actually, I think that's probably what that is meant to be. Alamegans. Americans. America. Fuck yeah. Gillian's expected to make a full recovery. We'll linger here till he's strong enough to take the road again. As much as I mislike this place, beggars can't be choosers. Aye, it's true. I tried it once. Didn't go well. Did not go well at all. Should probably see these tarantulas at some point. Ow! That was my arm. Ah! I rubbed my nose so hard my my watch thought I was doing exercise. That's got to be there's a joke in there somewhere, isn't there? I'm sure there is, but I'm not smart enough to find it. Yeah. Right. Wow, with barely enough money to cover my teleportation fees. But probably not enough actually if I was to do it properly, but whatever. Alamegans! Alamegans! It's definitely Americans. Definitely Americans. Alamegans. Alamegans. Like, you say it like with a Mexican accent. It's basically Americans. Alamegans. Are these guys meant to be Mexican? Oh no, they're like Native Americans. Ah, kind of hard to tell in the dark here, right? Kind of obvious now I think about it, but yeah, they're meant to be like Native Americans, aren't they? Yeah, okay. Which makes more sense, you know. Their homelands are taken away from them. They're having to hide out and being mistreated. Yeah, that sounds like Native Americans to me. Just saying, you know. You might not like it, but it's true. Yeah. Now that things are relatively settled, I seem to recall that you wanted something of me. Oh yeah, I was actually here for my own purposes, wasn't I? Yeah. You've proven a true friend of my people. Ask of me anything, and it's yours, so long as it is mine to give. The cooperation of the people of Little Alamagu. That's all? Far be it from me to question your desires, of course. Very well. I will provide you with a letter to show Gunbald The old bear was my mentor when I first joined the resistance. He's intimidating to those who don't know him, but he takes care of his own. I have no doubt he will do all in his power to aid you. Okay. Well then, let's carry on. There we go. Yeah, so you gave me half the money that I needed to get in. Wow. That's really generous of you, dude. Why are the monetary rewards so low in these things? Like, seriously? It's ridiculous. I know I've got a decent amount of like money saved up in like gold and stuff. I got like 20 grand there. Just in that bit there. What have I got here? Oh, not that much actually. Well, I didn't have it. Oh yeah, there you go. 22 here. That's the 2 grand. 2 grand right there, too. Yeah. If you won't go, you gotta do it. Yeah. There's no point me doing that right now. Oh, so sad. Not because. Yeah. No, not because I don't want to, or A, I don't really feel like it at the moment, and it's not really necessary at this point. Nor do I really have the time to do it. But moreover, it's more of a case of that is actually a path. It's really tell. I don't want to level up too much, right? I would just end up being really over leveled if I did that. So yeah. Oops. No. You. Yeah, that sounds like effort though. So, you know, can't be asked. You spoke to Merifred? You spoke with Merifred? It's been too long since I last heard from him. I feared him dead. To always be praised. Whoever you are, Merifred sees you as a friend, and any friend of Merifred is a friend of mine. I know of this masked stranger you seek, and will tell you what I can. Whoa, there we go. God. Yeah, but at the same time, like, really? Like, if you're just like trying to power through the main quest like this, how are you ever meant to make any money from that sort of, from the quest rewards there? Like, the teleportation fees alone are going to completely overwhelm any money that you make in that regard. Right? Like, I got like 60,000. I think I got 60,000 from, from people in the streams. No, I think 80,000, but like in a couple of different installments, whatever. Right, so I'm on like 1.5 thousand right now of my money that's actually I've earned at this point. It's ridiculous. Maybe a bit more than that, but not by much. So yeah, it's like, what? How are you meant to keep up with that? I don't understand. Jeez. Anyway. Alright. Nah, it adds up. Just take easy to see her. Yeah, I have been doing that, and I mean, like I say, I've got like 20,000, like 24,000-ish worth in sellable items and sellable gold bars, whatever. But you know, still, I suppose, yeah, that does kind of make up for it. But at the same time, the quest reward money does just seem unnecessarily low. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking I'm just complaining about nothing, but at the same time, let me complain, damn it! An outsider. An outsider, was it? An outsider resembling the masked man. Though your masked stranger has reportedly been appearing near Little Alamigo. Little Alamigo of late. What's more, it seems that some of our young bloods are meeting him in secret. Take it from someone who has played through Run 3 times by now. It's not really a problem at all unless you're trying to grind for glamours, and even that's pretty doable early on. I mean, I'm literally wearing like 250 worth of glamour gear on it. Yeah, fair, but still. Let me complain, damn it! I told you this before, and I'll tell you again, right? If I can't complain about something inconsequential that doesn't actually matter and that isn't something to complain about, then I literally dry up. Right? I shrivel up. It's not a pretty sight. Not a pretty sight. You wouldn't like that to happen now, would you? No doubt you want to question whether that's truth, but they are not like to yield the information readily to an outsider. If you tell them I sent you, though, they may well feel obliged to talk. Okay, cool. Also, why is the music hitting quite that hard right now? Like, Jesus. What was that about? A masked man. You masked man. No idea what you're talking about. I ain't done nothing wrong, so leave me be. Gunabald sent you, eh? Listen, I told them it was a bad idea. But that swipe about believing the masked man and, oh, you don't know anything about this. Why didn't you say so to start with? So that's actually a pretty tight mage quest. Might unironically need a bit of help. Do you need me to help heal you and shit? Well, I can literally just stand there back and heal you and let you do the actual fighting. If you want to do that, I can do that in a minute. Ooh. Why didn't you say so to start with? You can't throw the old bear's name around like that and expect me not to think I'm in for it. Try to do that accent in the feminine voice. Not easy for me, apparently. Not easy at all. I wonder what that weird pump thing was from the floor then. Yeah, it's this guy doing push-ups. What? Let's do it. Have I been meeting any masked men of late? Let's see. Nope, can't say I have. But I'll be sure to tell my friends you're looking for him. Alright. Tailbot. There's a bunch been sulking around. Right suspicious. There's a bunch been circling around right suspicious like. But I've got nothing to do with him. I know trouble when I see it. And that there's trouble. And that there's trouble. Mark me words. Fair enough. So yeah, did you want me to come give you a hand or you good? I can come give you a hand if you want. Every time, every time. So it seems to me like either like this masked man is extremely secretive, or he's not, and everyone sort of. Hey, I can come to you. Where do you want to meet? We can meet halfway, man. I saw you were on the lower decks, so I can always go to the lower decks. If that's nearer for you, we can just go there. Yeah? Is that going to be better for you? To go to the Misa Lamosa? I can spend my hard-earned money to go and do this little quest for you if you want. You know, that's fine. AB Flex, thank you so much for the follow there on Facebook. Feralian. Which one's that? Not this one. Feralian. Oh, I see you. I thought. Forgotten Springs, is that where I'm going? Ah, there you are. Right. Okay. Just gonna walk through that fence, don't worry about it. Alright, heading south. So south. We can go south. Let's go south. It feels so weird to be going away from my quest marker like that, but you know. Man, I wish I could do sprint on my bird. What's the game? Is it, oh my god, what's the game called? There is one that lets you do a couple games actually that let you do that. I think it's a couple games that let you do that. What am I thinking of? I think Black Desert lets you do that. And, oh my god, what's the name of the game? We got the Ellen. The Alien, whatever. Yeah, that game. That lets you, use your sprint ability whilst you're on the mount. Pretty sure. Begins with a T, I think. I can't remember what it's called now. Not Terraria Brain, it's definitely not that one. Oh, is that you? Ow. There we go. And die. And there we go. Oh, another one. I do love that combo. I did kind of mess it up a bit there, but you know. Do it properly, I can, yeah, I should be, do E, double E, Q. Okay. Okay, cool. Did you tell with that, really? And here I thought you were competent at this game. Oh no, don't fucking damn it. Wow. I tried to cancel it. Yeah, can do. If you want to stay as Black Mage though, that's fine. If you want to practice your Black Mage in dungeons. Yeah, you're right. Wait, what? What do you mean? Already received? Have you already done yours? Is that why that's saying that? Whatever. Cool. What I kind of want to do, actually, instead of having these two abilities, I'm going to sit here for a minute and make a macro. Okay. Festa. Festa. Energy drain. Can I do like a wait? Yeah, how do you do wait times on macros? I know you can do it. I have just no idea how. Oh, come on. Yes, I hear it. I just can't click on it for some stupid reason. There we go. Hoo hi hi. Oh, I got something in. Let me try that. Oh no, that was not what I meant to happen. Ha ha ha. Shit. There it is. Okay, yeah, apparently I've done that completely wrong. Not quite sure. Oh, I like that. That is a cool bit of armor, that. that's a point. Can't do that right now, but I think I got some new gear, maybe. Might. Cool. I thought I had some level 37 gear I could equip, but apparently not. Love it. It's too low level for that, apparently. Well, this is a low level dungeon, huh? Oh well. I do like how you had to go out into the middle of the desert to get a more powerful ice spell, of all things. Oh god. I thought I could get up on that scrap pile. Apparently no, I could not. Shit, that went really quick. Hey. Oh dear. Come on. Okay, move. Move. Thank you. Oh, brief for that. I just don't care about that. More. Pretty sure I pressed that for already. I do like how I basically have one attack. I have a few other bits and pieces I can do here and there, but basically I have one attack. At least when I'm not fighting like solo or like fighting a boss, like there's no point me using these other abilities unless it's like up against a bigger opponent. I just waste them essentially. Why am I picking on you? At least I get a multi-target. I should have a multi-target ability, but also this dungeon's a bit too low level to be able to use it, annoyingly. Sure. Can't wear them, annoyingly. Oh, okay, that didn't seem to unload for me. Alright. Not so bad, closer to this guy than I'd have liked. Nice. Do that, please. Thank you. Ah, I like how my ability actually dodges around. Well, it seems to dodge around that rock there. Bow. No, thank you. Lots of bows in the last couple of days I've done. I did do my daily quiz yesterday as well. Maybe that's why, because it's under 24 hours or whatever. I don't know. I did it last night in the evening. Oh dear. Oh, this is a bad time for this. I know, I'm running that ability then. Ow. Oh, did you have to get in close for that one? No. Didn't realise. I see. Right. I just didn't see it at that time. Just didn't notice that there was a hole in the middle of it. Oh wow, really? He's gone already? That was quick. Pass. No, I'm gonna need that. Yeah. So I haven't needed anything the entire thing, so I thought I might as well. Nice. Ah, hello. How are you, sir? Amaya. How are you? Siran Amaya. Yeah. Yeah, that's the second time I've done that one. I just forgot about the walking in close to the boss when he does that final attack. Easily done. No, as a caster, you think, oh, I've got to keep far away from him, right? Not, like, get under his boots. So, yeah. Besides, he didn't exactly do much damage, so it wasn't exactly an issue. I think that was the only hit I took, basically, the entire time I was in that dungeon, so. And it's not a dungeon, it's a duty. Come on, people. Nice. I'm sure you must have seen the last few times we fought him. I'm sure you must have seen it. Yeah, well, I've only fought him once before, and I've remembered like after the fact, like, oh, there's nowhere for me to go. And oh yeah, it's still in the middle. At that point, I was like, well, I'm out here now. So, yeah. The second time, I knew. Oh yeah, you're gonna go in. No. Are they duties or yeah? That's confusing. But it's your daily duty in a dungeon. It's like, what? Is it a duty or a dungeon, guys? Come on. A dungeon or trial will be so okay. Cool. Fair enough. So I suppose a duty doesn't necessarily mean it's a dungeon, which is just confusing. Nice. Right. Oh, do let me know, by the way, is the video quality noticeably different? Like, is it more stuttery than normal? Or what? Is there any noticeable performance differences? Hmm. How about now? We good? Right. What are we doing? What are we doing? I'll tell you what I could do then. If you want me to pick up another class so bad, because we all know how quickly I leveled up to Summoner, I could go and grab Red Mage if you let me know where I'm going for it. If I'm able to do that right now. Or, you know, I can try Black Mage and we can all laugh at that. Laugh at me failing to do Black Mage. But I think everyone will be better off if I tried Red Mage first, at least. Also, swords. Yes, please. Red Mage kind of makes me think of what am I thinking of? A Mage Knight. That's what kind of things we have. Look, I'm bad enough at trying to remember summoning rotations. Oh, that reminds me. Let's go to my... Why do I need to do this? Or was this what the issue was? Okay. Oops. I need to actually put it in my hotbar, don't I? No. Okay, how do I make this do attacks at edit macro? Text commands. No. So both are in order. Red Mage is out the steps around by me. Right, cool. I will have a look at those then. Episode commands. So I need to do action, Festa. Action name. What? Okay. Huh? That's how I am right now. Okay. Okay. You'll leave us. Cool. At the moment, I'm just trying to get this to... This is so confusing. Why am I just sort of... Do a slash action? That's gonna come up. Action if I see this like this. I'm trying to get it to do the two festas first, so it uses up my orbs, and then immediately does energy drain afterwards. So I don't have to remember which orb. I always press energy drain first, which is wrong. So I want to do the festa, use up my gems, and then energy drain to reset that. Right. So I always have the gems at the time because I think those power up my ruin ability as well. So I want those active at all times. So when I use them, it will be. Yeah, it's just one thing. It's just because that's all one attack anyway, as far as I'm concerned, right? So Festa, energy drain is one attack. So I'm just trying to make it one attack. You're basically trying to get the game put itself off cooldowns in a row before using another off cooldown. Yeah, basically. It just means that I just click one button instead of clicking the same button for each, or same button twice and then another button. Smile. I mean, I can always get rid of it, but I want to see if it works. Does all this stuff like instantly back to back, so you wouldn't. No, I know you can set timers, so I can set it to do a thing, and then on the second command, wait 2 seconds, or wait like 50 microseconds, and then it clicks the next button. Right, I know you can do that, I just don't know how to do it. Oh well, whatever. That's not so bad. 1 second, that's not so bad. Select, click. It's got a 1 second cooldown anyway, so that's not exactly too bad. Right. Ugh. Right, I might actually just have to look this up because this is kind of annoying now. I don't think no, like I say, this is you ever look at it, look, it's a 1 second cooldown. That's where it came up with, it's 1 second cooldown. Whatever. Yeah, fair. Alright, fine. Yeesh. Fine, I won't do a macro to make my life easier. Jesus, guys. Right. Basically, you shouldn't even be doing this. You should be using these between instant pet actions so you can get them. Yeah, but I have literally no useful pet actions, right? It literally makes no difference in this case because, like, he doesn't attack on his own. Beep beep. Anyway, over to command him. Not really, though. Like, not on these commands anyway. Like, up here, yeah. Like the attacks, whatever, but that's not really the same thing. Yeah, so yeah, 1 second recast. Oh no, cast is instant, but the recast is 1 second. So having a 1 second delay in there is fine. Or it should be. Look, right, I'm gonna just try it, okay? Slash action name. Okay, that wasn't what I meant to put in there. Okay, so slash. Then do I need to do it like that? Like that. Okay, well that seems to be working anyway. So if I do slash wait command, I think. Wait. Use. Command plus. Okay, so slash wait 1. So here's something to do: ruin, energy drain, ruin, fester, ruin, fester. Okay. Okay, because those are on different set cooldowns, aren't they? Yeah, those are on different global cooldowns. Okay, I see what you're saying. Right, so let's just copy this to I don't need to put like ruin 2 or 3 or anything next to it, do I? It will just should just cast ruin like that. Seems to. No. Copy that. Whoops. Okay, I probably just could have. Ruin. Yeah, direction. Is that right? I do need space in there. Let's try it with. Right, well, let's head outside and see what happens, shall we? Shall we? Right. Where am I going? How do I get out of the city again? Oh, I know how I get out of the city. I do this. And we got a little Mexico. 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 We got a little Mexico. See, now I say it, you hear it, right? Little Mexico. I think I need to add those wait timers in. Edit macro. Okay, that should now work. Also, I need to do that first, and then do that. They should already be up, right? Cool. Yeah, I kind of done that a bit lopsided for the test, but anyway, whatever. Cool. Let's attack you real quick. Move energy drain. Sure you do. Sure you do. Alright, let's see the wait. For that reset. I might take out the ruins in a minute, but let's see how this works for now. I mean, they are kind of working. This is, yeah, I mean, with the... Honestly, I think... Oh, no. No. I think taking out the ruins would make these run better. I have no need for the... Okay, let's just throw out the ruins in there, right? Because they're just not needed. They're not needed for what I need. What I'm trying to do. Right, that should do what I need it to do. No, it's probably not the most efficient way of doing it. You're right, doing it manually would be better, right? But this will work, and it means I always get it in the right order. And it's not going to be that much less efficient for me, right? Right, so I've seen energy drain is off cooldown, and I just skip that. I'm sorry? Sorry, what was the issue with that? That worked fine to me. That did exactly what I needed it to do. I'm sorry, what was that? Huh? What was that? Huh? Huh? How am I losing 3 damage there? What? There is no gap there. But I haven't got a gap to do a ruin between. It's just attack, drain, and then I can use ruin again. Right? So where am I losing the 3 damage here? I don't understand what you're talking about. Alright, well, we'll try it again, and I'll do it manually this time, see how much quicker it actually is, right? Okay, let's just wait a few seconds. You say that like I'm supposed to understand what that means. I'm 2.5 GCP. You just mean that cast rotation should take 2.5 seconds instead of 3. Is that what you're trying to say? Because I've only got 2 weights in here, so it is 2.5. Right? There are only 2 weights, so it's only 2 seconds of waiting in here. Plus the cast time of the drain, that's 2.5 seconds, near enough. So I don't understand what you're saying about it being slower. Because look, 1 second, 1 second recast time, and it's a 1 second wait timer. So where's the efficiency going there? And it's not like I'm doing a ruin, then doing that again normally. So I don't understand where you're getting this less efficient thing from. But whatever. So if I do this, boom, boom, that looked the same to me. Your fester between uses of ruin. Yes, but if I can do ruin immediately, sorry, if I can do fester immediately, then why would I want to do ruin between it? Right, especially if having less charges here reduces my ruin attack. So you're saying I should do that, that, that. If that was off cooldown, but shit, that wasn't off cooldown properly. That's annoying. Like that. But that is not how I use the ability anyway, so I've been using the ability wrong the entire time then, is what you're saying. Well, oh my god, when did this guy get so strong? Can you just die already, please? You're not meant to be this strong. Nah, but I don't see that. Like, I don't see how the math adds up there. I'm not really good at math. I'd give you that, but this is why. Oh my god, just die, dude! Seriously. Alright, let's see to. Why are these guys suddenly so tough? Like, seriously. Just die. Oh yeah. Alright, okay, so I need to rethink how I use the ability altogether. Because that is never made clear. I just want to point this out. That is never made clear. That would be an issue. Like, that... Like, you have to really think... Be really, like, min-maxing your attack patterns to actually notice that that would be an issue. Right? I'm not someone who really gives a shit about how much damage I do. I'm just here for I'm here for the story. I'm not here for maximizing my playstyle, right? So to me, yeah. So to me, like losing out on 100 damage here or there, that really does not matter. I'm not here to be a top player. I'm here to have fun, right? And to me, that means this. Because that just looks cool. That attack pattern just looks cool, okay? So yeah, maybe like weaving, like doing that. Yeah, probably how I got it set up is really awkward to actually do, but yeah. Yeah, like it's not. It just looks. It's a cool like boom boom bam, like 1-2 swing sort of thing. In around 3 seconds, you get 2 fastest and an empty drain. In that same time, using the other way, you get 240 plus 300. Right, okay, so now let me just like put Festa there. Right, okay, so my drain is ready. So I'm just gonna mess up my hotkeys for a second. So it's 1 2 1 2 3. It's 1 2 1 2 3. That's what I want to be doing here. Right? 1 1 2 1 3. Like that. Now that's the attack pattern that I want with that, right? So what I might do is that. To put energy drain on E. So was that the right pattern? Maybe not the best execution of it, but was that the correct pattern I was doing? Because that's something I can practice. I can like just practice on these guys here for now. With that. Pattern. Basically, as long as you don't stop using your global core down skills, you can keep faster energy out. Okay, but I am writing. Am I right in saying that this increases my ruin, right? It increases my ruin strength. I swear I've heard something that's a thing that happens. Am I making crap up with that, or does this actually make my do these gems here make my ruin ability stronger? No. Okay, so what am I misreading something somewhere? Ah, right. Okay, so having this. Okay, so having this up, that's what increases my damage. Well, that's not actually represented in the damage numbers, which is kind of annoying. Oh, alright, I ran out of crystals. Okay. Whoopsie, wrong button. There you go, fine. Yeah, I know. Obviously, like these abilities are stronger. Oh, got him. The wrong button there. Right. Yeah. But just having that set up already, that doesn't actually make it stronger, right? It's just actually like to summon Ifrit or summon Emerald, and it's that gem shine attack, which is the more powerful version of the ruin, right? Is that what you're saying? Okay, yes, right. I kind of knew that already, but for some reason in my head that meant that the actual base ruin spell was stronger as well. I don't know, just yeah. I don't know if it's just me being me, or that was just poorly written text. Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I especially did more than one attack before buggering off, basically. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, and E. Damn it! I didn't get the energy drain in there. Shift E for energy. Drain, that kind of works. Okay. Alright, well, should we actually get back to playing the game now? Thank you very much for, so you get A for charge. So you A for charge. Get Festa. What is this? Okay, so yeah, that's A for charge, right. Press the energy drain out between moves, and then use the summon gems. Then back to ruining to overcharge. Yeah, which is basically the rotation that I do. The only difference being that beforehand I was doing double energy drain, A for charge. Sorry, double fast energy drain. Right. Which now you've explained it to me. Now you've finally gotten that through my thick skull why that's not the best way of doing things. Maybe it will stick. Who knows? Who can say? I'm no mind reader. But right. Now, with all that said, I'm not going, but I do need to take a quick break, make myself a cup of tea, and whatnot. And I will be back. We will do a bit more of the main quest. Maybe do a, if a Maya, if you're around, if you want to join us for a another duty / dungeon, that would be cool. But yeah, I will be back in a minute. It's really good to get the bad habits out because, yeah, I've never been great. But then again, I've never really had anyone to really show me what I'm doing wrong. It's more, I've tried to watch a few videos and try and work out what the hell they're doing. They're more explaining it for people who already know. Anyway, yeah, I will be back in a moment. Just gonna grab myself a fresh cup of tea, sort myself out, and yeah, we'll queue up for another dungeon and continue on the main quest. I'll be right back. Bye bye. So one thing I will say about just okay. Oh god, you put more in here than I thought. Okay, 1 second. Let me just finish reading your stuff and I'll get back to what I was gonna say. Yeah, I've read that bit. But yeah, you have two types of moves: GDC, go cooldown, and off cooldown. OCD. GCDs are like Ruin and your pet skills. You do a Ruin and everything that's GDC is on a 1.5-second cooldown. Everything else is for using within that window, which is called weaving skills into your rotation. Makes sense, yes, because you're sort of one skill cooldown. So, for like you say, for example, Ruin, Festa, Ruin, Festa, Ruin, that sort of thing. Yeah, so it's sort of weaving in between. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay. Yes. Name makes sense, the idea makes sense. But again, that is never explained anywhere. So I'm just like, yeah, they all seem to be on the same cooldown at a glance, so sure, we'll just go with that. But no, obviously, that's not the case. Okay. And yeah, I mean, someone who was maybe, better at gaming might work that out immediately, but yeah, that's not me. So some is really good about this because the order doesn't really matter as long as you get the right things. Yeah, so this is what I was going to say about this point here. So one thing that I do, which you might disagree with, is when I'm in dungeons or duties, whatever you want to call them, I tend to hold on to my A for charge abilities or my pet abilities until I'm at a boss, because really they're not needed against a lot of the fodder. Right, those abilities are not needed against a fodder. Yeah, I might be doing less DPS overall, but I'd rather have those to hand immediately going to a boss fight so I can really get that attack in and maybe get a second or third rotation out of it instead of being like halfway through my rotation when I go into a boss fight. Does that make sense? So that's why I try and keep those abilities off cooldown until I actually need to start using them, and then I rotate through the abilities as I can. I usually start with my Ifrit, so red, yellow, green is the order I try and do them in. Not always, but that's the idea. Anyway, right. Speaking of, yeah, you shouldn't really be doing that. Get them back so fast that you're saving more time using Ifrit. And a group of enemies, and then go back. Let my feedback. Fair enough. Fair enough. Right. See, in my head, it makes sense to do it the other way around, but as we have learned, get out of there. Stupid. Who even thought about making a macro for that anyway? Jeez. But as we have learned over the last half an hour or so, my intuition about anything really is questionable at best. Anyway, shall we queue up for a dungeon? And Amaya, were you able to join us, or are you unfortunately preoccupied right now? So I would rather get you in the group beforehand. Assuming you're still around, that is. Alright. Fair enough then. Alright. Take a couple minutes probably. So let's go talk to this guy in here, shall we? Onwards. Not what I was looking for. That's the one I was looking for. Yeah. Fair enough, Amaya. Good luck with whatever you're doing. Gundobald. So you have indeed confirmed my suspicions about that masked man. That is the most troubling. That is most troubling. Nice. It's like in D&D when you wizards will spam cantrips because they're trying to save spell slots. Sure, you could use them later, but also the boss is here now, and you'll have them back between fights, so no rules. Do you remember, I've never played D&D, so... Man, we really need to do a D&D stream. I have no idea how to play it though, so... Yeah, I have no one else to play it with because I have no friends who play. I have no friends who play D&D really in real life, so haha. Yeah. There we go. I knew you could do it. What are you on there though? What's the boss is here now? No reason not to. Just okay. But I also have no idea how we do that with scheduling. Also, stuff can take a while. So it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a lovely idea, but I mean, hey, I mean, maybe at some point I give this a break and do a couple of maybe like once a week, whatever, this sort of time. If you're, you seem more or less always available around this sort of time, so it might be something we can slot in about this sort of time of day. But I mean, obviously, if you're not comfortable with that, that's fine. I don't know. There's something to think about. Speaking of thinking, let's talk to this guy. Yeah, it works in my head. But yeah, we could do a weekly stream where I spend a couple of hours. Probably do 2.5, 3 hour session. About the most I could do. And to use your summons. Really? So summoner is what about using ruin? Okay, gotcha. So you have indeed. So you have indeed confirmed my suspicions about the masked man. That is most troubling. Whatever the young ones are scheming, it can lead to no good end. Right, I will make sure I use ruin as much as possible. Don't worry. If that's your advice to me, then that is the advice I should take. Yes. There is an anger inside them. I can see it in their faces. I ought to know, for it once burned within me as well. Two decades ago, that same anger drove me and my brothers to rise against the deposit. The despot. Deposit. Deposit. Sorry. Fucking hell, brain. Really? Really? That was the best you could come up with in that. Okay, cool. The despot who ruled Alamahigo. Not would do, but to just not would do, but to depose him, and usher in a revolution. Well, we got a revolution, all right, but it cost us our freedom. blinded by our hate. We didn't realize what we had been dancing to the Empire's tune. Time we did, it's too late. Alamahego had fallen. There are times when a man must be patient. Now is such a time. Though the young ones know this not. Though the young ones know this not, unless we intervene, they are like to commit great folly. If you learn all of their plans, I would thank you for bringing me word to me. Right, you sell for 6, you sell. So you sell for. So the last D&D session I had lasted 3 hours and 60 minutes. It was all combat, and we barely got any story out. D&D takes a good bit, and that's when everyone knows what they're doing. Yeah, the thing is, me being prepared for that longer session is one thing. Me having the actual time to do it is another. Like, I am more than willing to sit here and do a 5-6 hour D&D stream. However, I don't have 5 or 6 hours to sit down and do a stream, right? Even 3 hours. Like I say, I could probably do 3 hours, right? If I, I can get up a little bit earlier. I can start 8:30, right? 8:30 till 12:30, till 12. But the best I can do. On a work day anyway. If I'm not working, then I can obviously I can go a lot longer, depending on what I'm doing. But in theory, I can go a lot longer on a non-work day, like day, right? It was if I was working a day, I'd be almost late for work by now. So yeah. But yeah. But you know, I could. The trouble is though, if I'm having to get up at 8 o'clock, and I'm not getting in till like 11:30 in the evening sometimes, if not later, right? Like 11:30 is sort of a good sort of time to be in, maybe 15:15 sort of thing. 15:30, 15:15, depending on how late the trains are. So yeah, time I'm settling down, I ain't gonna sleep until about 1 o'clock. I like my sleep, man. I like my sleep. Be able to get something working, but I feel like by necessity we'd have to focus way more on like character and plot stuff compared to combat stuff, which is fine, but it's definitely a roadblock. Yeah, I suppose. But I mean, there's always a way around a roadblock, right? You know, it might be a walk over a mountain, it might be a trip through a ravine, but you can always get around it. This might be more difficult than it first seems. But yeah, so well, yeah, so I can do 3 hours. I could easily do 3 hours from, like I say, from 9 o'clock, which is what I'm starting from now, until 12, which is when I used to finish, right? Get a group together, and they can spend way too much time planning out stuff just to have things first. Oh yeah, I mean I've not exactly sat down and watched D&D streams or anything like that before, but I know enough about them to know that sort of stuff. Like, I've heard enough stories and anecdotal stuff from being on YouTube and watching the kind of stuff that I do, that I know about them. I've just never actually sat down and watched or played a session for myself. So I'm not going to be arrogant and say, "Oh, I know exactly what I'm in for, and I know exactly what to expect." But I'm not going into it blind, as such. I'm going in with very bad eyesight, which, to be honest, is about right anyway. So, yeah, God. I'm short-sighted and I can't read my monitor right now, so yeah, that goes to show you just how bad my eyesight is. Alright. Hey, man. Yeah. I mean, again, it's all down to your GM as well, right? Like, if you've got a good GM, doesn't really a lot of the stuff that you mentioned can be worked through. But if you've got a bad GM who doesn't have a clue what he's doing, well, or not even necessarily a clue what he's doing, but he's very focused on doing it his way or their way, that can be a problem, right? No, this guy. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. I just seem like you're not going to be a crap GM. Maybe a half competent one. You know. Right. Okay. So I want to Q. Q. Thank you. I swear I clicked that. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't keep with these stupid ground flame effects. They're so hard to see. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, sure, why not? We killed him. Oh well. Did he even drop anything? I'm pretty sure he didn't actually drop anything, which is kind of annoying. Well, not that I think that he dropped anything of use to me, but still, it would have been nice if he dropped anything. Yeah, it's certainly got my money up a little bit. Hey, adventurer. You done talking with the old bear? Oh, no. Hey, adventurer. Are you done talking to the old bear? Don't crop stuff outside of hard plus fights. Is that like Mythic Plus? Hard Plus, Mythic... Yeah, it's same name, different... different name, same shit, right? Oh. Hang on. Sorry. I don't think you can quite see him. That's annoying. Sorry. We have a little visitor. There you go. Who's that? Yes, he's now cat cam. Okay. Right, anyway. Carrying on. I got a message for you. From Weird. Lads, think of a leader among the young ones here. It's care about normal fights. It's normal going forward, so you fight the first 3 or 4 promos on a harder difficulty and get unique stuff. Then every fight from that is hard. It's on a hard try. Okay. Does that mean you can fight Ifrit with an Ifrit? Because I really want to do that. Just for the lols of it. Just stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. He's impressed you've won over Gundablood and wants a word with you. Say he's going to be waiting for you at the craggy area north of here. So it's a literally stop hitting yourself. I want that. I don't care if I'll get killed in about 10 seconds because of how shit I am. I just want to do it. That sounds amazing. Do you have anything good for me? Engrave skin grimoire. Okay, you've got nothing good for me. I've already got that. Okay. Close that. No, I don't mean. Okay. Battle gear. You got anything for me? No. Oh, disciple of war. Never mind. Right. No. You can fight. Okay, yeah. Oi, Simba. At least look at the camera. Hey. What's this? Hey, what's this? Over here. Simba. No. Okay, so ultimate fights are nuts. There's one where you have to level with 3 limit break as a DPS on a phase. Your story, someone or your team just wipes. I didn't even know you could get different levels of limit breaker, so you're already intriguing me with that. Then you get your full limit meter back, and you have to level 3 limit as a tank to boost everyone's defenses, or the next phase appearing will just kill you. And if you don't know about that specifically, then you just wipe. It's just amazing. Cool. I realize I'm just showing off my dirty laundry there, but like literally just airing my dirty laundry on stream right now. Whoopsie. That broke. Get in there. Hold it. There we go. Haha. Cat. Whatever. That's fine. You know what's even more fine? Oh yeah, pretty much. There we go. No one ever knew it existed. Haha. Cool. Alright. Are we good? I think we're good. Good enough. Right. That's good enough. Fine. I think I'm making it worse, but whatever. Yeah, level 1 and 2 are always based on your class type, merely. Here. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Why? Idiot. My clock just turned off, which is annoying because one of them, I've got two like that, and one of them resets the time every single time you even nudge the power cable. It was the other one that does that, fortunately. Yeah. Right, what are we doing? Oh, we're going up round north. Up round back. Got round back. Big it. Okay. Looked it up because I forgot Summoner level 3 can use Terraflow, which is, you remember big move for him, not does in the opening tour thing. So basically I mega boss attack the boss. I want that. I want that now. Well, these guys look like they should be really strong. Huh. Oh wow, actually, you don't take much damage, do you? Like, you take way less damage than I was expecting you to. Cool. This is true. How is this level 28 guy this tough? Like, holy shit. This guy's like legit a challenge. Yeah, he's level 28. How is he this much of a challenge? I'm 10 levels above him. the hell? Ah shit, that's gonna hurt. Yeah, cute. E. Ah, God, I pressed the wrong one, didn't I? Press E. Press E. E. Press. Oh my God. Cool. Man, those guys are tough. Like, I was in no risk of dying there as such. Unless I got like 3 or 4 of them on me, I'd probably been fine. But still, 10 levels above them, and they took a real beating. Jeez. You got these guys, just like go out, like free hit. What are you even doing here, dude? Right? I was jumping out of the way. Just not very well. That's the trouble when I get into a situation. I just get so flustered and just sort of, oh, I know I need to do this. I know I need to do that, and I go, ah, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Let's press all the buttons and hopefully something will work. It never seems to work. I don't know why. You'd have thought that, you know, randomly pressing every single button you have access to might help. Nah. Thanks for coming, friend. Thanks for coming, friend. He's no ordinary outsider who can gain the trust of the old bear. That's why I wanted to meet you, to discuss something in private. Tell me, why are you snooping about? Did the Empire send you, or did someone else? Well? Cool, got your tongue? No matter. Whoever it is you work for, your meddling ends here. Get her! Yeah, we just summon Ifrit on your ass. There we go. Cool. Oh no, no, sure. Yeah, it's a little bit of an odd combo, isn't it? I mean, shaman cats. I suppose shamans were kind of like monks because they were sort of warrior priests, which in this sense we're talking about monk. So here's a fun, really dumb story about me. I went on holiday to Northumberland, which is in the north of the UK, right? And there is a place there called Lindisfarne. And if you're not familiar with that, that is where all the Viking raids happened. And in fact, it was one of the places that was attacked during the Spanish Inquisition. Cool little piece of history. Another cool bit of history is they have these giant wooden pillars in the ground because to actually get out to Lenny's farm, it's like on a island, sort of like semi-island, sort of in low tide. You can like walk out there on these mud flats, right? It's not like a single. I mean, there is modern day they have sort of built a course that you can go over, but so me and my dad decided to walk over these mud flats, right? And we tried to follow this path that was set up because this is sort of the path that the monks would take through the mud flats to get to and from the village, the local village, to their monastery on this island. Now, as a kid, right, when I hear monk and I see these big wooden pillars spaced across on the floor, I'm thinking, oh, so they used to jump between these giant pillars to get across. No, that's not what was happening there. No. And as you can see, not much has changed in the last 15 odd years since that happened. You are stronger than you look. This changes nothing. Threaten us. Beat us bloody all you like. But nothing short of death can make us give up our fight. We're going to obtain the power to bring down the Empire. And with it, we'll reclaim our homeland. He's sleeping. Shh, leave him be, Alright. Cool. What are we doing? You should do. I do like how monk is sort of synonymous with like the bare-fisted fighter. You know, it's like, why are holy men going around punching people in the face? That's what I want to know, right? It's such an when you actually stop and think about that, it just sort of makes like zero. I mean, I know it's obviously from like the more eastern origin of the name, like the Shaolin sort of thing. Which obviously not all Shaolins were warriors. Alright, I just want to point that out as well. Not all Shaolins were warriors. A lot of them were. Yeah. But again, like I say, not all Shaolin monks are trained in martial arts. Well, I mean, okay, to a degree they do, but more as an exercise than they do for combat or anything like that. And it depends on what point in history you're talking about. At some point, they were seen as an elite warrior caste, right? At other times, they were just sort of seen as these crazy old men that lived on top of the mountains. It really does depend on what era of history we're talking about. But yeah, but when in the Western world, when you hear monk, I'm thinking about the guys in the like friar, like old Friar Tuck, you know, like with his like rough spin brown tunic and the sort of the weird cut of the haircut, like the bold haircut, you know what I mean? Traditional martial arts are pretty bad, actually. Yeah. Well, it depends though, because remember they also, I mean, the whole like obviously Tai Chi is actually a modern, quite a modern thing actually thinking about it. But sort of like you take that sort of thing which is more done for, I think it's not. Tai Chi might be quite a modern one as well, like 100 years old or so maybe. again, because it's all the marketing and stuff that goes behind it that makes you think, oh no, it's this ancient art. No, actually, it's really not. It was sort of invented by a white man who saw like these people doing this stuff, and it then sold off as this ancient art. It's meant to sort of help you out, whatever, and a lot of people buy that and buy into that sort of thing, including a lot of like these traditional like China and stuff, where the stuff actually sort of originates from, right? But when you actually look into history, it's just not true. But again, yeah, like I was gonna say, they did train with spear, they did train with horse. Depending on the era you're talking about. If it was an era, a time of war, then they would be trained as warriors on horseback, and they would have martial arts based around that as well. Like if you've seen like some of like the spear martial arts that they do, they are quite impressive, right? But again, yeah, at the end of the day, it was not, as you say, it's not a case of they weren't meant to be warriors. Martial artists, and they just go in and knock the martials down bigger. Just get pin pumped. Yeah. But at the same time, it depends what sort of thing you're talking about as well, because like you also hear stories about I mean MMA is different in that regard, right? Because it is designed for combat, a bit like which obviously is part of MMA anyway, is Muay Thai, right? Which is designed as a combat specific martial arts. But again, like you say, a lot of martial arts weren't really designed for combat. They were sort of form of meditation, right? These sort of strong, repetitive movements, right? That are meant to help relax you and sort of get you into this sort of frame of mind. Obviously, others found it easier to, meditate, just actual, like, sit down and meditate, right? Which is actually, fun fact, yoga is definitely one of those that I can say is modern, in a sense. The idea of yoga itself is not modern. But the idea of these sort of stretches, like the praise the sun and the downward dog and all that sort of thing, those are all modern stances. There is nothing traditional about those sort of stances. Yoga was more like the lotus style, that sort of thing, the lotus seating position. That was a form of yoga, right? It was more just how to sit comfortably to meditate. That was what yoga was, right? And obviously then that's just been molested, essentially, by the West. I was trying to make a point here, I'm sure, but God knows what it was now. Oh, right, yeah. But probably yeah. So if you're talking about like traditional like karate or sojutsu or something like that, those sort of independent martial arts, not mixed martial arts, and you actually look at like a traditional master and some sort of like someone who studies the modern variation of it, you will see that no, the modern master, the traditional masters are way more skilled because they put more into the actual movements and honing their movements more than just trying to get the other guy. Yeah, to a degree. To a degree. It depends what kind of. Again, it depends what kind of martial art you're talking about. For Tai Chi, that is definitely the case. But then Tai Chi is martial art in the very, very broadest sense of the term, right? You could use it to, in combat if you wanted, but it is more about the sort of the stretching, the breathing, sort of meditative state that you can pull yourself into from it, more than even really looking flashy. So I suppose looking cool and flashy, that is more yoga, right? That is more modern day yoga. That's what that is. You know, so yeah, I can do yoga. Look at these cool stances that I can go in. I studied abroad in, you know, in some far eastern place that you've probably never heard of, for years under a yoga master. And now I am one with nature, yeah. That's the flashy fuckers that everyone hates. That's the kind of shit that gets spread around as traditional yoga, martial arts, etc., etc. That's the stuff that is flashy. But again, like going back to Muay Thai and other, I mean that's obviously the most well-known one, but there are other martial arts, right? Combat-ready martial arts that are used for taking down. Yes. I mean, they. It's a hard one with that actually, no, because you think nunchucks, much like butterfly knives, you could do a lot of damage with them if you know how to use them, right? But there are better weapons out there to do the same thing, right? Like a butterfly knife, at the end of the day, you're better off with just a normal knife, you know? It's going to be stronger, more resistant to being broken. You know, you can just whip it out and stab the guy in the face or whatever, right? Do it so fast no one's ever going to see you do it if you get good at it. The whole idea of the nunchuck is that you know, you're not quite sure where one end's going, and then you can swap it around, and so it's that argue unpredictability, right? Which is true. It certainly would get you. You know, if you're not quite sure how it is, and it also is adding the extra momentum with the swing and the extra weight, whatever you can't get with your hand. They are dangerous weapons. They can be very powerful and very dangerous in the right hand, right or wrong hands, depending on your point of view. But you could do the same thing with something like a Morning Star or you know, a flail. Same idea. Way more powerful, way more useful in combat. Or again, a spear, or just, you know, a sword, right? But again, if you want something with the same sort of effect, then something like a flail or a Morning Star would be your best alternative there. And we know those were used in real combat, right? Usually against armored opponents, because you can get that extra swing, you can bind up weapons and swords and stuff and spears with it and yank them away, you know, and attack your opponent like that. They are useful in that way. They are limited usefulness depending on the circumstance, right? But they have their uses. Yeah. You can also do a lot more damage with a straight stick. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes, that's it. They are meant to be used to crack open a knight in armor. Yes. But I mean, like I said, they are effective weapons. But there are better weapons out there. And again, like I said, with a butterfly knife, you're better off with just a normal knife. But it looks really impressive, and that intimidation factor should not be underlooked, right? Like that sort of like fancy stuff what you can do with nunchucks or a butterfly knife. It looks damn intimidating, right? If you don't know what's going on, it looks damn intimidating. And that can be enough to avoid a fight outright. But don't underestimate the power of intimidation. It can be a very, very useful tool. But that's not to say if you have to fight someone and they're not going to run away no matter what, they're probably not the best weapons to have, right? Yeah. We'll be playing a game at some point. Probably weren't even that common. Halberds not so much, but more pickhammer or war picks. Yeah, pickhammer more so in that sense than a halberd. Lance, right? That's but yeah, flails were useful, but you've also got to remember it's not just so much a case of what's the most effective weapon at that time. It's more a case, what's the most effective weapon that I can afford, right? For the potential knight. Because remember, yeah, some of the like instructive like foot soldiers, that they might be given some equipment, right? They might be given some basic halberd, basic spear, or what, depending on the era. If we're talking like late medieval sort of period, then you might give your foot soldiers some what's it? Oh, what's the stuff called? Not brigandine. Wouldn't be no, certainly wouldn't. Most people wouldn't have brigandine armor or anything like that. That would be rather expensive. I mean, you might be something that gets passed down to you from father to son, sort of thing. But most people are just going in with basically paper or not paper armor. What's the stuff I'm trying to think of? Trying to say. Yeah, I think you know the thing I'm trying to say. I can't think what it's called. But yeah. Also, is what can you afford, right? So, like a flail might be cheaper to get than a halberd, at least of good make, because at the end of the day, yeah, flails can be of different qualities, right? But it's basically just a bit of chain with a ball on the end attached to a stick, right? Any blacksmith around can whip one of those up. If they're competent at making chain, they can make you a flail for cheap, right? Whack a few spikes on there if you feel like it. Don't have to. All you really need is some big heavy ball on a chain. Whack. Again, that's not going to be your primary weapon, right? It might be sort of something that you use once. You might even chuck it on the floor. Obviously spears most times. Spears or some sort of polearm, poleaxe, war pick, something like that is going to be way more common for everyone, right? At that sort of time, everyone is going to have a spear first, and if they lose the spear, they're going to have a backup weapon, be that a knife, a sword. Probably not a sword for the common person, because proper swords are really hard to make, right? But something like a flail as a secondary weapon would be cheap enough and easy enough for most common people to have. Yes, what I'm saying. But like I say, if a spear is what everyone's going to go into with, right? They're going to have a spear. That's going to be the first thing that you get. If you're going into the military or whatever, you're gonna want to get yourself a spear or something like that. But you are likely to either lose or break your spear at some point, right? Maybe not really in your first battle, maybe not in your 8th battle, but at some point in time, you've got to expect that you're going to lose, break, or otherwise, not have access to your primary weapon. Having a secondary weapon is just common sense, right? And a good backup weapon might be a flail. Like I say, it's going to do a lot of damage. It knocks someone out, right? If you're some poor farmer who's been drafted into the army, you'll be given a stick with a crude spear on the end of it, and yeah, it's not. It's to charge in with a sword and horseback is just dumb, because you've just not got the reach. You've got to get right up to your opponent before you can even swing. Like, your horse has gone past them at that point. You may as well just trample them. You do about as much damage, right? And also, if they're holding a spear, you do not want to get that close with your horse, right? So a lance, a spear, halberd, whatever from horseback, that's your primary weapon. You lose that, then you get your sword. But again, like, only really rich knights would be able to own a sword, or if it's passed down through a family to a father to son, whatever, through a family. Swords were expensive, you know. They were hard to make, they were hard to maintain, and they weren't the primary weapon. They weren't something that blacksmiths would be making as a primary weapon, right? They were a status symbol, and you certainly see that today, right? Like, these amazing swords, yeah, they look awesome. Swords look way cooler than spears. But as a primary, no, not as a primary weapon. So back up, the sword is, I lost my big stick weapon. Yeah, I hadn't actually read that. Or half sword, yeah. Yes, half swording. I mean, I wouldn't know how to try it, but if it's cutting your hand up a bit or getting stabbed in the throat, I might cut my hand up a little bit. Right? Because, yeah, it's all well and good saying, oh yeah, your hand, if you got a firm hold on it, you're probably not going to cut your hand on it, whatever. But at the point in the battle where you're going to probably be needing to half sword, your hands are going to be sweaty if you're not wearing gauntlets or anything. If they're not sweaty, they're probably going to be covered in blood or mud or whatever else. Your hand is going to be more likely to slip in that situation, right? So yeah, it's all well and good these guys say, oh yeah, you know, if you get a proper grip, or you know what you're doing, you're not going to cut your hand. Perhaps probably oh no, this is what I'm saying. And if you're wearing gloves or gauntlets, yes, I get that. But if you don't have gloves or gauntlets, or you're missing them, or whatever, at the point in the fight where you're going to be using gauntlets, we're going to be using a half swording technique, you're likely to have some sort of moisture on your hands. I'm not saying that's gonna make you slip. I'm saying it's going to be a lot more likely that you're going to slip with wet hands and or sword, right? Because at that point you've probably got guts and God knows what else on your sword as well, so it's going to be more moist and slippery. You're probably not going to have your full strength, so you're probably not going to be gripping the sword as well as you probably should. It's not something you want to do, you know, half-baked, right? It's something you do as a last resort, right? It's not the first technique you're going to go to all the time. Even if you are in optimum conditions to do it, it's not the first technique you want to do, because, you know, even if it's not a case of, oh, I don't want to cut myself on my sword, you're exposing your hand, you're shortening your reach. You're going to be in close at that point. You're going to have already used your sword for its original purpose. Yes, it is cool. And I'm not saying it never happened. I'm not saying that if you did it, you're going to slice your hand up, guaranteed every single time. I'm saying it probably happened less often than a lot of people now would have you believe. Again, I'm no historian here. I'm just a guy who watches YouTube videos and sort of has a little bit of common sense. I'm not saying my common sense is correct at all. But in my head, it's something like you said, yes, it is an improvised technique, right? It's something, right, I've knocked this guy down. I need to get my sword through his visor into his face, otherwise he's going to get it back up again, or like through a kink in his armor elsewhere. Right, that's what you use half swording for a lot of the time, to get that extra control, so you can hit your mark more guaranteed, or maybe a little bit more forced, and maybe make sure you get right into his head and he doesn't like slide off his skull or whatever, or just piss him off basically. Yes, exactly. It is. Oh shit! This guy's armor's really tough. Fucking whack him around the face, try and knock his helmet off, make a dent in his armor. All right, he's knocked down. Right now, I'm gonna turn my grip around and smash right into his face. That's the sort of thing I'm talking. Yeah. At which point, either you've already used your sword, or you're way too deep, right? Also, a lot of the time, knights, who will be the ones who you'd want to fight up against other knights, would carry a stiletto dagger for that exact purpose. Right, they'd have a small dagger that they could draw to get through the eye slits or gaps in the arm or whatever. If the opponent's for some stupid reason not wearing a gorget, just slice the neck with it. Right. So you wouldn't need, in that case, you're better off getting out your stiletto knife than using a half sword technique, unless you don't think you've got time to do so. In which case, if you're a knight and you've got a stiletto on you, you're probably wearing decent gauntlets. That half swording is never going to be an issue for you, right? So, yeah. This is certainly that accidentally caused. Right, who is this? What's this about? Sorry, what? What? How do you even do that? Also, who is this Maximilian guy? I know the name, but I'm not quite sure who you're referring to. To whom do you refer, sir? I mean, we should probably like continue on with some of the quests now instead of talking about half swording. I mean, good both, I suppose. Beep. Oh, that came out of nowhere. Lovely. Beautiful. Exactly what I wanted. Gundabald. Attacked by Weird. Attacked by Weird and his cronies? Yeah. That they would go to such lengths. For the sake of this plan of theirs. He's playing for honor. You see, he's a half sword in your attack. And he's like, oh, that's hilarious. I need to make fun of this by combining parts together to make it different names as a joke. Whoopsie! Never a good idea. Ginger. There's I love it. So that kind of reminds me of this Kind of reminds me of this clip. I can't remember what the comedian was. It was a black comedian, right? I can't remember who it is, top of my head. But anyway, so he's one of his first times on stage, and he's like going through like his show, and the producer calls him to put him to one side, and he says like, "Dude, you can't use the word midget in this joke. It's not politically correct. It's the equivalent of using the N word." So, I don't think it is. Yeah, no, it's as bad as using the N word. So, I don't. No, I don't really think it is. Right? So I hear other people talking about say midget in their shows at the time. Well, yeah, but some of those are midgets themselves, so it's fine. And he was like, well, the fact that we're saying the word midget and we ain't saying the N word kind of makes me think that one is worse than the other, and B, by your logic, I should be allowed to say the N word then. But here's the thing, that ain't true either, because I ain't even, he's not actually one. So there you go. I probably completely ruined it there, but you get the idea. It's a case of that. Sometimes political correctness only goes a bit weird in that regard. I'll see if I can find the. It's a YouTube short. I'll see if I can try and find it and post it in the chat, not in the what's it chat? Yeah, because I feel like I've sort of ruined it a bit there. Dave Chappelle? Is it Dave Chappelle? Dave Chappelle. All right. Okay, where is that? Yeah, mom. This one?
And remember, this is 15 years ago. I made a mistake. I didn't even know I had done anything wrong.
Yeah,
I had written a sketch that had the word faggot in it.
Ah, there it is.
So she
I
sits
couldn't
me
remember
down,
exactly
we
what it
have
was.
a nice conversation. She tells me, oh, the sketches are great. I go, oh, fantastic. Well, then why am I here? She said, because, David, there's no way that you can ever say the word faggot on our network. I didn't know I did anything wrong. I didn't try to defend myself. I said, all right, fuck it, I'll take it out. Have a good afternoon. And as I was leaving, it occurred to me, hey, Renee, quick question. Why is it that I can say the word nigger with impunity, but I can't say the word faggot? And she said, because, David, you are not gay. I said, well, Renee, I'm not a nigger either. And remember, this is 15 years ago. I made him.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Give me that. Anyway, yeah. Cool. You got another quest for me, have you? You got another quest for me? You got another quest for me, have you? Have you? Hey, have you? Alright, let's go. That my stars though. Look at that really deep gruff voice. Word mentioned. Word mentioned. Obtaining the power. Obtain the power to bring down the Empire. What the hell is this? I can neither confirm nor deny this, as I don't know, but that does very much sound like something they would do. Yeah, that I don't want you enough to know that for a fact, but that sounds very on brand for them. Because I do know for a fact that in the original movie, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, what was I can't remember what the original name was. Hang on, let's look this up real quick. Right. Well, yeah. So here it's saying it's often claimed that it was originally titled "All Hell Breaks Loose," and the MPAA forced them to change it. Which they changed it to Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, which somehow managed to make it past the censors. I have no idea how they managed to do that. That's quite clearly a dick joke. But yeah, so that's the thing. But the other thing I know about that film is that they say the F word, fuck, one less times than it would take to make them an 18. I think it's like 148 times or something they're allowed. It's somewhat random number. PG-13 stripped. Oh, in a PG-13 you're only allowed to use it once. Is it 16 you call it, isn't it, over there? Oh. Okay, here's what I'm looking for. Like everyone gets beeps except that guy. Blah, blah, blah. Seth Parker's great at finding the exact line. Yeah, I can't remember where it is, but it's. I remember watching a video about it a while back, but it's basically, yeah, it's like, let's say you can say 250 times before it gets the rating gets bumped up one. Yeah, they said it 249 times exactly. And most of those times, I'm sure you can imagine where they are, as there it is. Quite the famous song. I love that song. Ah, I really need to go. Probably see suspicious about my ear. Really itchy. Right. Anyway. Where mentioned. Obtaining the power. Obtaining the power to bring down the Empire. Of what power could he be speaking? Of what power could he be speaking? No, I can't do it again. Go on. Go on board. I. Banana. God's preserve. What happened? I was out foraging when a Corps Brigade came. When the Corps Brigade came, they took me to their hideout and they the whole while they laughed at me. They said, I suffer because I cling to hope. Is it wrong to dream of home? Is it wrong to call ourselves Alamacans? Do not heed such poisonous notions, child. Our dreams are what sustain us. Be strong, I swear to you. Those villains will answer for their crimes in due time. But tell me, does anyone else know of this? Weird. He saw me outside. He was so angry. I must tend to Bertolina. In the meantime, I need you to find out what the young ones make of this. I fear they may do something rash. Thank you. Okay, we can do that. Right. Oh, it's you running around. I thought it was my pet running around then. I need to talk to you. Who do I talk to? No. None of you guys. Unless I do talk to one of you guys, which is really annoying because you all got question markers on you. Ay 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 ay. Ay 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 ay. No, I don't want to do a quest. No, I don't want to do your quest. No, I don't want to do your quest. Okay, well that's fun. I'm so confused as to where I need to go. Ah, there. Okay. Cool. Sprint. I think it'd be good for you to figure out. Well, they've got a map to somewhere. They're clearly planning an expedition. Maybe into one of the ruins in this area to obtain some sort of something that was lost in the team so they can use to regain their power. Probably a primal of some sort, I'm assuming. Oh, Hello. Ooh. What those animals did to Belinda is unforgivable. And to think they look down on us. Well, I suffer this humiliation no more. I'm revered. To the bitter end, I'm not afraid of a few lizards. Okay. Right. Right, okay. Hunting knife. Okay. Right, that's nothing, okay. Go up to the other level. Sure, there'll be some stuff upstairs too. Kind of weird that there's only one thing in that other area and like 4 things in this area, whatever. 2 more people to talk to. So a hunting knife and a map. If this plan succeeds, we'll have the power to lay the Empire low, to change the world for the better. Okay. These damn lizards. The Empire. Okay, so are they gonna try and go to the lizards where the lizards come from? Where that map, well, I'm assuming that's where that map was. Hunt them down and sort of force them to help them take down, or force them to attack the Empire? That's what I'm getting so far. Yeah, there we go. They're trying to summon the primal of the lizard people and take control of it from the lizard people, right? Which is why they need to why they've got a map for that. Take down the lizards. Okay, I can't remember the lizard people's name. All right, shut up. Top of my head. Azrath or whatever. Almighty Ralgar, Lord of Destruction, we implore you, lend us your strength and put an end to the suffering of your people. Okay. He has to interfere again? Well, you're too late. Our plan is already in motion. Once we have the crystals, our enemies will pay for their crimes, and no one will dare oppose us ever again. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're trying to summon a primal, alright. Gone? Gone. A whole lot of them? A whole lot of them. Then, as I feared, they mean to take matters into their own hands. But what exactly is that they mean to do? Zenkar map. The Amaja. Yeah. Yeah, so they are going to try and hunt down the Amaja to basically take control of their primal. So they can use the power of the Amaja's primal and whatever the Amaja will follow them to try and take over or try and destroy the Empire and whoever else gets in their way. I can't see that plan going bad at all. No, that seems like a great idea. Countless years of use have been dulled and What's this? What's this? A hunting knife and a map of Dunkirk. Wait, you said we are at Smoke of Crystals, did you not? They can possibly mean to. By the gods, this is rank madness. The young fools are untrained and unblooded. They have no notion of how dangerous your marcher are. They'll all be butchered before they get within 100 yards of the crystals. They are headed east. If we hurry, we might yet find them before it's too late. Okay, yeah. I don't know if I'm exactly 100% right, but I think I'm in the right ballpark. Well, over there trying to do, it ain't gonna work out how they want it to. I can tell you that much straight now. Okay, that's not a way out. Well, I thought that was. Exit. No, exit's not down here either. Okay, there is actually just no way out here. Okay. And next is that a gate? That's not a gate, is it? No, I can't click on that. Damn it. Okay, fine. Other way isn't. Ooh. I was paying attention to where I was going. What makes you think I wasn't? Okay. I want to head east, right? I'm heading east. Yeah, I am heading east. Right. Here we are. Hello. Ooh, that's not far below where I am right now. I'm getting to. I'm almost caught up with story quests now. This is good. Weird. You know I would survive. Sorry, it kind of reminds me like in the face of Jamie Hyneman. You know who that is. Well, that's why I'm doing this sort of voice. Maybe I should do more of a gruff sort of robotic voice like this. This is all wrong. Getting the crystals was supposed to be the start. We were going to reclaim our homeland. We pull yourself together, lad. We were going to make an offering of crystals to Rigla, to summon him, just like the masked man told us. We plotted to sneak in Zanarak to make off with the lizard man's cash, but they caught us and so many dead. God forgive us. Yeah, so basically what I said. Basically what I said. Heathens! Heathens! You should pay for your crimes with your souls! Yeah. You shall pay for your crimes with your souls. I regret our young ones' transgressions, but a soul is too high a price for youthful folly. For all the failings, they are the hope of the Alamagan people. The Alamagan people. This hope I will guard with my life. I love how he gets out of like a lance. That guy gets out a crook and I get out a book. It's like, yeah, we're just gonna, I'm gonna literally throw the book at you. That's how this is gonna work. Oop. Will be best against you? You, the guy in Quickenham. Two. There we go. And cats. Nice. That was definitely not optimally done at all. I can tell you that right off the bat. That was really poorly done. But I did it. So, meh. Our skills alarms are impressive, adventure. A we would use could learn a thing off. Could learn much from a woman like you. The battle is won. The battle is won. But it will be unwise to linger here. Let's return to little Alamahago. Wait! We've come all this way. We have to get the crystals. They're right there, right for the picking. Have you learned nothing, weird? Did you not see those tempered wretches? Such is the fate for those touched by a god. It is what you is that what you desire for yourself and your friends? What? No one said anything about that. The masked man told us we could defeat the Empire if we summoned Ringa. He swore. Enough. I will hear I will hear the rest of your story. Your sorry tale back at Villa Alamahigo. I dare say, the moon will wish to hear it as well. As well. Yeah. Yeah, 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 as well. Which... Well, that really matters that you understand what you're trying. Why, as long as you have that. Yeah. But I do like how I basically figured out their plan from like the first clue. It was pretty damn obvious, to be honest. Pretty damn obvious. To be honest, I just kind of actually thought their plan was better than it actually was. That was my only thing. I actually gave them too much credit. Also interesting note, the masked man taught them to do this. Even though it was for to tell them how this worked. Well, most of how it worked anyway. He kept a few important bits to himself by the seams of things. A few things that you may want to know going into doing something like that. You know? About losing your own free will and being a slave to the primal itself. So, you know. Probably, you see, a decent person may have, you know, told you about that. But then I never considered the masked man to be a decent person, so there is that, I suppose. I mean, clearly, they're quite a old ways group. I'm guessing it's sort of like the antithesis of the Scions, at least at this point in the game. But I didn't tell them the consequences, but he definitely knew the ritual and tried to perpetuate it. So, yeah. Yeah. Well, like, the Scions seem to know exactly what's going on here as well. Like, they know how these rituals work, they know how to stop them, right? So it seems to me like whatever this order was, I can't remember. I know they have mentioned the name, but I can't think what it's called right now. That this order is basically the anti-Scions, or at least what the Scions are meant to be. But I'm pretty sure that half the Scions are actually part of this group, or at least working with them. Which is how they know what's going on. They know how they work. They also know a lot less in between. What, the Scions? Or this other group? I mean, apart from the fact that I've, you know, read books before. You know, I know how stories work. And if you've got a big organisation like this where you think everyone's trustworthy and you've got an enemy faction that seems to know what you're doing before you know what you're doing, you've probably got at least one or two traitors. Even disregarding that, there's going to be people in that organisation who actually, you know, from the enemy organisation that are infiltrating the Scions. Even if you haven't got anyone who, you know, used to specifically work for the Scions and then like change sides, you're gonna have undercover operatives. That's just no. I'm sorry, but this organization would be idiots if they didn't have at least one undercover agent in the Scions. That's just good, you know, good business sense, right? And this company, this organization seems to know what they're doing, so they would have at least one spy, at least one. preferably 2, because the idea is when people start getting suspicious, right, that there's a mole, then the one spy will be ousted, or a couple of the spies will be ousted, right? And then you think, well, right, we've dealt with the threat now, then they can't know anything. The one who remains, oh, I don't know well enough to know that. But yeah, what I'm saying, like, so the one who remains is then, will then lie low for a little while, won't mess anything up, keeps feeding information back to the organisation, of course, but they don't act on this information because that would give up the trick, right? So you keep working on it until you get them into a position where, to which you can't really wiggle your way out of it, right? And to be honest, you'd want to be in a position of trust, but not in a position that is obvious, right? I mean, come on, it's always the secretary. There's a reason, there's a trope that the butler did it, is all I'm going to say, right? And that trope doesn't come without its fair share of, it's a logical thing to do, right? Because if you want to do something and not be noticed, and you want to be in a position of power, but a position of power of which is not obviously noted, right? So an advisor, a butler, a secretary. Well, I'm not saying anything, but I wouldn't be surprised is what I'm saying. Alright? I would not be surprised. It's always the ones you least expect. The ones you trust the most and suspect the least. Like I say, I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything right now, but I have some suspicions about at least one of them. And like I say, it would be silly if there was only the one, right? Maybe they're unaware of each other. There are pros and cons to knowing who the other one is. There are pros and cons to knowing that there is another one, right? But if you want to be as sneaky as possible, yet you send 2 of them in at different times without any knowledge of each other. They neither know that they're undercover, that the other one's an undercover agent. And neither know that there is another undercover agent. They believe they're working alone. So that way, if one of them gets discovered, they have no knowledge and no way of ratting out the other. And the other can go on and accuse them without looking suspicious themselves. Right? Which, if nothing else, they can then use to give themselves more credibility. Right? So it becomes more of a shock and a twist when said other operative then gets found out to actually be an undercover agent and is leading everyone into a big old trap at the end because they're feeding back information that is not being acted on, at least not obviously, but they still know where everyone's going, all their movements, and are waiting for the exact right time to, and that's it. You're trapped, you're fucked. The enemy know everything about you. You've been completely caught off guard, out of left field. You had no reason to suspect this person was the enemy. You thought you already got rid of the enemy. Apparently not. I don't know. I might be going down the complete wrong track there, but it just makes sense. It just makes sense. Anyway, where was I? Normal lies. We're it. Wilfred, tell us everything. Tell us everything. I was outside with the others when he appeared, the masked stranger. He told us about summoning Riga, about using crystals, and then just vanished. We never saw him again. I wanted so desperately to believe we could raise ourselves from this squalor that I never stopped to question his motives. I should have known. There's no solution. Nothing we can do to change our lot. Our people are doomed to live and die like beasts. Listen to me, Willard. Listen to me, Wilfred. Our home may be lost to us, but it takes more than a stone to mar to define who we are. No matter where we may be, Alamahago lives on with us. It is for you to decide what to make of this legacy. But whatever you choose to do with your life, never forget that you owe it to this adventurer, an outsider. I won't, I promise. Thank you for saving me. And sorry I tried to kill you. Thank you. My thanks as well, friend. It gives us hope to know that it gives us hope to know there are kind souls such as you out there. Little Alamahigo may not have much in the way of comfort, but you are always welcome to be here. And I really want to put that. Hang on. Which bar is that? No, not that. Hot layout. What bar 9? Okay. Key bindings, hotbar. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna say 7. You know what? Not that word. I never use that ability. I never use that anyway, so. Okay. I'm sorry, it had to be done. Oh dear. I might call that a day. Yeah. Do I call that a day? Yeah, screw, I can keep going. If you can keep going, I can keep going. Also, in answer to your question, if I really must, between those two, I mean, Tataru would be the obvious one, right? I mean, I suppose you might think Minfilia would be the obvious one, but if I had to pick only one, personally, I would have picked Tataru, right? He knows all the plans, knows everyone coming and going. He's off on her own a lot of the time, you know? So could come in, slip her a bit of information, she could send out information, and it, you know, wouldn't be seen as weird. You just, you know, sending off information is, yeah. Honestly, I also, she's a lot of fat, so there is that. And as we all know, all lot of fets are evil, so would that we have more information to offer. But Wilfred told you that. But what Wilfred told you, the extent of our knowledge on the masked stranger. If left unchecked, that man will bring about great pain and suffering. I pray that you'll find out. You'll find and put a swift end to that creature. For the sake of the young ones who died by his poisoned words. Yeah, I need to get going. It's like 9 AM for me right now, and I need to do things tomorrow. Feel free to keep going. Yeah, that's fine. I probably will. It's like 2 o'clock to me, and this is literally all I've done all day, so I should probably, you know, do something else. I've also been going for like almost 5 hours now. So, yeah, I think that's probably long enough for one day, don't you? Maybe? Yes, maybe, possibly. Yeah. Also, sorry, guy who just came into chat. If you're still here, yeah. If you like what you see in the last like 10 seconds, please do check back with me on, what would it be now? Friday. Yes, it'd be Friday. Yeah. Cool beans. Yeah, and with that said, thank you, follow, and everyone else who has stuck around. And also not forgetting, obviously, Amaya. Thank you so much for sticking around. I hope you've done those challenges that you were trying to do earlier. I hope you've done those fine. But yeah, with that said, I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.